Hey everyone, I'm Tim Wills and welcome back to the channel. Lifestyle inflation, sometimes called lifestyle creep, refers to when someone's spending increases with their income. It's why so many people around the world live paycheck to paycheck and why many professional athletes go broke just years after retiring. There's two main factors that contribute to this. Number one is keeping up with the Joneses. You will always be comparing yourself to your neighbour, colleagues and friends, and to an extent this is just human nature, but it is a perpetual cycle that doesn't really stop. The nice house that was once your dream home becomes less appealing now that all your friends live in an even better suburb. Your wardrobe needs a refresh, your kids need private tuition, and your family needs better vacations. Keep in mind though, when you are trying to keep up with the Joneses, they are typically servicing a lot of debt just to keep that wealthy appearance. Just because they look rich doesn't mean they're making financially sound decisions. And number two is entitlement. If I get a pay rise at work, I should be entitled to a nicer car, a better apartment, and be able to go to fancier restaurants. And to an extent, yes, you should. But too much of this will be bad for your financial health now and in the future. Some level of additional spending will be necessary. For example, if you get promoted to partner at work, then you'll likely have to upgrade your wardrobe, and the arrival of a new baby will mean a larger house and potentially a larger car. Then there are things that aren't necessary but might just happen because they improve your quality of life. Things like hiring a gardener and going out for Friday drinks. These things are natural and they're fine and they'll happen, but it's important to remain in control. If you get a pay rise at work and then go out and buy a $500 pair of shoes, then you're not getting the point of this video, and you're also taking that away from your retirement savings. $500 now could be worth $8,000 in 40 years' time, assuming a 7% annual rate of return. So how can you be poor on $500,000 a year? Let's look at a classic example of how to be rich broke. NFL players are notoriously bad at keeping their wealth. In fact, multiple studies suggest that 70 to 80% of all NFL players go broke within 3 years of leaving the league. I think this is a really good example because it's an extreme case of people living outside their means and inflating their lifestyle to match their income. The minimum annual salary an NFL player can earn is $610,000, putting you in the top 1% of all income earners in the US in just your first season. You're surrounded by people who are all making equal or more money than you, so you start living lavishly to keep up. Your first expense is a brand new car. After all, everyone around you is driving fancy cars, so you may as well too. You get a Lamborghini, not top of the line, but nice nonetheless, $160,000. You're playing for the Los Angeles Rams, so you start renting a nice house in Venice Beach for $13,000 a month. You know you're going to be making a lot more money in the future, so you start to go wild, eating out every night, going on vacations, buying designer clothes and watches. You're around people who are all earning more money than you, so these things aren't cheap. Your friends and family all see you're earning a ton of money, so they ask for handouts, and of course you oblige because you're earning so much money it doesn't matter. You buy your parents new cars, designer clothes for your friends, and you get to the end of the year and you have to pay tax, which no one really warned you about. And since you're super rich and living in California, your tax bill is $265,000. But since you don't have that money, you take out a loan. Lucky for you, you're an up-and-coming football star, so you can easily get the loan to cover your taxes. Next year, you've picked up some sponsorship deals and are making close to $1 million. You're a bit more financially savvy this time around, so you pay back your debt, you put aside money for taxes, and you pay the rent for the year. It hurts, but it has to be done. Now you've adapted to a wealthy lifestyle with a nice house and a nice car, but the average career of an NFL player is just 3 years. Your body hurts, you're not saving any money, and you're depressed. You're over halfway through your career and you have no savings and nothing really to show for it. Having lots of money coming in is a wonderful thing and it creates lots of opportunities, but it doesn't mean you're rich. Being rich and financially free has to do with how you save and invest your money. Put money aside for investments and taxes first, then spend it on something that isn't going to continue to burden you in the future. By setting yourself up now, you could build wealth beyond your imagination, but if you continue to spend on junk when the money first comes in and get used to it, you'll feel as though you have to continue that forever. Set aside money and make the right decisions now because it will have a huge influence on your future self. So if you do get a bump in pay, don't treat it as though you'll have that salary for the rest of your life, because if you do, you may end up like 75% of all retired NFL players. Broke. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this type of content, please do consider subscribing. I post finance related videos like this every week, so I'll see you back here next time.